Hi, this is Pasi from Finland and from balancefixed.com and pasipulkkinen.com. And let's talk about again a little bit of FND, functional neurological disorder, and what we do here in my clinic, and also what I have been finding about the symptoms, and especially what I think is one of the causes what does FND symptoms. Stay in tune. About 2 years ago, I got my first FND patient, a 16-year-old girl who was world champion dancer, and her legs, left hand and left side of her face was paralyzed. She also had a ruptured disc between L4 and L5, and the whole situation started with a lot of stress, different kinds of stresses. About in 3 months we got her back to dancing from the wheelchair. She was in a wheelchair for about 3-4 months. And for my knowledge, and I'm not quite sure if this is so much talked about, but in my knowledge, FND is a lot to do with two brain lobes not talking to each other or not working at the same time. When this girl had the legs paralyzed, she also had non-epileptic seizures. And the seizures actually happened when the two brain lobes started to work simultaneously. Meaning if she was raising first fingers from each hand at the same time, everything was fine. But if she was raising first finger on one hand and another finger like a thumb from the other hand, the brain shut down and she kind of passed out. And then she came back in a while, and that happened frequently. So when the two brain lobes tried to work together, it shut down. But in a while we realized that if we find a third function, like embedded on the background, she could do those things. If she was thinking about time, January 1st, Tuesday, Wednesday, again, for some reason, the non-epileptic seizures came. But if she was counting numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then she raised first finger and a thumb on the other hand, everything was fine. And the same happened with walking. And actually, she could dance before she could walk. She could stand, and then we told her that try to dance because that's what she does. And she could actually dance, and she danced to the other side of the room before she realized that, oh my God, what I'm doing here, how I get back, and then it stopped. And for a while, she actually moved with dancing. But then we found out that if she was counting numbers at the same time, she could walk. But if the counting stopped, the walking stopped. So the brain needed another function that the two brain lobes could work together. And little by little it got better. And after 3 months, like I said, she was back to dancing. And in about 6 months, she again won Finnish championship in dancing, which is quite remarkable. Because many times it takes a couple years, even longer, to get the walking back, and not even talking about dancing or any kind of sports. Then I got a girl who was sitting in a wheelchair for 18 months. And before she came to me, they did a lot of work during that 18 months. And eventually the walking came back, but she couldn't jump or run. But again, we embedded another function in the background and started to throw a ball. She was telling me, I was asking her any silly questions. What's your favorite food? What's your favorite color? What did you eat today? And she was doing kind of like basketball free throw movement. It's like kneeling and not kneeling, but bending down and coming up. And in few minutes, the jump came back. Only because there was these three functions working at the same time. Two which were very familiar for the brain, and then the jump function which was lost. And after about 3 minutes we did the same thing with the running came back. And this took maybe 15 minutes. Also she has Horton syndrome, which means it's called suicide headache in layman terms. In the past, I've had a couple Horton syndrome patients. That's another video, but I think it is a lot to do with their sternocleidomastoid muscles here. And these are too short and tense. And now we've been treating that of her, and now the Horton is getting better. I had a patient who had Horton syndrome for over 20 years, and we were treating the sternocleidomastoid muscles for a few weeks, and the Horton syndrome went away and haven't got back in last 2.5 years. So she got better. Now I am working with the 15-year-old girl who was also a dancer, and she came to me very early, that legs paralyzed, and that's about it, but absolutely no movement on her legs at all. On the first visit, I again embedded another function on the background, and we started to move the legs a little bit, and we got the leg muscles working on the first visit, but after that she got really tired. She's coming from a little bit over 2 hours away, and in her case, when the two brain lobes started to work together, the first time the muscles started to work, she almost passed out, and she was kind of like going to the a shut off, or the brain was kind of in a verge to shut off all the time. They were driving back home for 2 hours, and she was kind of like falling asleep all the time. 3 days later she came back, and we did the same exercises, and now the muscles worked better and the tiredness was gone. And we did that for a couple of weeks, and eventually we got her to stand. But she couldn't let go. For some reason, she couldn't tell me why she can't release her hands. I was supporting her, but still she couldn't release the hands. The brain said no. And eventually we got her to release the hands. And again, the first time she did that, the brain got really tired. The next time she came, she could let go, stand, no problem. No tiredness. The brain worked fine. And we got to go forward. Then we got to a little bit of walking. And again, first time you can find on my channel here, You can see the video of her taking the first steps in over 6 months. And again, after that, when there was a new function for the brain, or old new function, she got really tired. And one problem with her is it is with kind of all FND patients. When the muscle tries to work, the adductors and abductors works at the same time. The brain can't separate the muscles. And there are only two possibilities, either no power or full power. It's kind of like if they start to move leg forward using an adductor, the abductor is pulling back. So it's kind of like a full gas and full brake at the same time. But little by little it gets better, and the brain relearns what it needs to do. But again, when she was starting to walk, she got really tired. Next time she came back, a few days later, the tiredness with walking was gone. The last time, a few days ago, we started to work to separate the muscles. So we did exercise that there is no possibility to use only like adductor or abductor. And again, we got only one side of the muscles to work. She got really tired. And now we have a week break because she went to camp, and we will see in next week again. But I bet that the tiredness will be gone when only the adductor or only the abductor works. But again, I think FND is a lot to do with the brain lobes not talking to each other or working at the same time. And I think that I have a hunch here, but I need your help. I need more information. I need more FND patients to talk. I already talk FND people all over the world, but I need more. So please, if you have FND or your child has it, please contact me. You can find my contact information on my website. The link is in the description, pasipulkkinen.com. Yeah, I know it's a weird Finnish name and very weird Finnish language, but just click the link. And please subscribe. I will be releasing videos on FND and musculoskeletal problems and Horton syndromes and all about health in my channel weekly, every week. And I hope that you subscribe. Please hit the like button. Don't smash it, just nicely tap it. And if you want to know when the new video is online, just hit the bell icon. And if you comment, you have anything to ask, just leave me a comment and I promise to answer everyone. But this is about it right now. I hope to hear from you, and I see you next time. See you. Bye.